LRPs. Some of the best yet. Some of the best yet. They bite like that, like that, like that. Big bass, double digits.
Pick up the fire right on top.
Low fall, blast off, time to get some cast off. Doing this here for years, get my bass on. Stream mask on, putting in work. Snap back, got me focused, never settle on a shirt. I miss.
Old school.
Here we go.
What's going on today?
Looks like we're gonna have a little reunion today.
Oh yeah.
We're going old school, new school. Yeah.
Who's this cat with the jacket?
Yeah.
How we living, Doc?
Good. How you doing?
We're doing well.
Who's that fella with you over there?
Oh man, who do you think it is?
How you
Good
doing,
morning.
man? How's it going, man? Seen you in years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
You ready to have some fun today?
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pull over right here. You can load the bow. I'm gonna start prepping a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get cracking.
All right.
All right. How long do you think it's been since you actually seen Doc?
I seen him on show site.
Okay.
Years back. You know, we
Oh, so it's been years.
Oh yeah, definitely been years, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah. Other than just some emails back and forth, we just sent some stuff, but physical, no.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
mean, this is gonna get down and dirty today.
That's what's up.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, great. Pull it on, and sure enough,
What you got there, Doc?
that was the 14-2 caught over there at Casitas on the Worm King. And Kelly was kind enough to get the photo of it. Did a great job on it, because I didn't even have a camera.
Yeah.
And the only one I had actually was the photo that Randy King took up at the bait shop where we waited in,
right.
and it was only the Polaroid.
Right.
So
I know how important it is to capture those moments, and that's why I wanted to step up and do that for you, because I've had many of fouled pictures of me, I never got the photos.
never got the photos.
Yeah, so I wanted to capture that, because that was the beginning of something that set the pace for you.
That was the beginning.
You know, I was a realization in that point. I said, like I told you, I said that's something that you just can't give up. You commit yourself to that. That's a good deal.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did.
When you told Greg, he said he keep doing that, he's gonna get a big fish.
Oh yeah.
And sure enough, it came, and then it turned me into an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from then on, man, it was Worm Kings and Optima, the cat steak bait, and then it went to the Stocker Trout.
Right.
And there, the Stocker Trout, I stayed with that till the lake fell apart. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That really did.
We've seen some cycles, and we've seen the highest times, and now the lowest times.
Yeah.
You know, and everything in between. You know, it's been a cycle, and I believe in our lifespan, me and you, we're not going to see anything like that to that magnitude.
No.
And I was even mentioning to Ollie that even in his lifetime, they'll never come back to what they were, what we had.
No,
you know, in California, it's changed. You know, the geographics and just everything has just changed with the chemistry of the lakes, the California, the way the stocking programs and just in general population,
and the
over harvesting, it's all come into play. And so, you know, we're fortunate. We're very fortunate what we had. Little did we know exactly what we had, and you know, whoever thought it would just
disappear like that.
You know, literally disappear. And it just took a matter of a few years to just literally dissolve.
2008. After 2008 to 2013.
Man, you guys are bumming me out. I'm out of here.
But it's still a great time, and I mean, I have to give it to a guy, because I never would have went up there if you, Jim, Bill, and Greg said, "Where you fish, you should give it a try."
You committed. You know, you needed to spend the time and just dial it in, and you did. I mean, I've netted long before I took your picture. I netted a 14 and change for Tom Young on a Viper jig that he made. That was probably 1978. I'll show you a picture of that. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So imagine.
That was in '78, you know. And Tom was a local boy he was out of Simi Valley, and he knows casitas very well. He's old school fisherman, and he showed me a lot. But yeah, I know what it is. Those big fish were way back in the '70s. They were there too, you know. And just imagine all the stockings they've had, you know, years before we even got there. You know what I mean?
You guys are the young bucks, huh?
So it was interesting, you know, that we didn't. I mean, what was going on 35, 40 years ago? We had no clue what was swimming in our lakes.
Well, the swim bait really wasn't in existence at that point,
it was
right?
just.
No, it wasn't.
You know, they were there, but you know, a lot of guys would get broke off. They didn't know what they were getting broke off on, and this and that. And guys weren't fishing anything over 20 pound. You know, and
because when you say 25 pounds, it's like, oh, that's just too heavy. And I spool up now easily 25 and 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You
20. Well, I've mentioned to him that, you know, even 20 with me with this stuff is light.
No, it is.
You know, and I mean,
I don't have nothing less than 25. And then I left the other one, and since it's so much grass, I left the 30 in there because I don't want to throw the big bait. I don't want to lose that. But 25, I never fished anything less than that. Once I caught that fish,
you're sold.
Yeah,
you're sold on it.
They are on the bait. They are not on the line. You know, and you need something to cast, because otherwise you're going to break off, and you got to keep retying, checking your knots, and any nicks on there, you want to cut it off and redo it.
Constantly management, line management, knot management. You know, you got to just. I mean, I just get in the rule of just every time I get hung up, and every time that I catch a fish, I retie.
Retie.
I really do. And now, especially when if you're fishing any of the new lines now too out there, florals and stuff like that, your line management is important. You know, fluorocarbon is it's like glass.
I'm still using
it
the
shatters.
same old
You still
triple
camo or?
Yeah, I haven't changed yet. I bought spoons of that years ago, and I still been using
it. Huh?
Still got
good
spoons of it, and I've been so.
It works. It works.
And I know it's probably got the good lines, but once I got to this.
But it works for you. It's your system, and you know what? Don't change it. You know, you feel confidence. You're comfortable. You're in the zone.
With it, yeah.
When you're in that, don't take it. Don't take it away from you. You know, that's what you are.
Still spool with the same stuff.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's been working. I caught a lot of big fish on it, and I have broke off, but that was not retying or checking on. But most of the time, get them to the boat. You know. But yeah, it's a confidence thing, and I've been sold on this ever since I started. So 25 for all the big baits, and then if I top water, I'll go to 20. But anything swim baits, minimum 25 or 30.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I see you guys have different things tied on. What are you rigging up right now, Kel? You got some new?
Something new here.
Okay.
Yeah. I threw this a little bit yesterday, the Defiant, and actually
for the first time, right?
For the very first time. And versatility is just epic on this bait. And just, I mean, like I said yesterday on the water, you know, this and the other version as well, that I guarantee is going to replace a lot of the other soft swim baits as well, because the versatility of the bait, the durability of the bait, the fishability of the bait, and what it's capable of doing that other plastic swim baits can't do, this bait can do. I put it through the test yesterday and really hammered this through and got bit. I mean, I had 3 legitimate bites yesterday, but they were smacking the bait more than actually wanting to eat the bait. But that's just telling me something. I'm throwing the right bait. I'm in the right place, and we're gonna go out and see what we can do and have some fun. But going back to this bait, like I say, guys, this is something new and something great coming here for you.
Nice. And Doc, I saw you had some little old school on the end of your eye. You want to show us what we got?
I'm just going to try the old school bait because you said there's a lot of grass out there. So
it's actually a lot of flooded brush.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try one of the old Big Fin specials.
Look, he brought the jacket, boys and girls. Oh yeah, a lot of big fish came wearing that jacket.
Yeah, I'm just going to try the old.
Look at that thing.
Stocker Trout. It's kind of dead stick bait.
It's interesting because there's a very young community of swimbait anglers coming up now, Doc, and they're finding some of the old vintage stuff from the 90s, and to them it's like, historic. Like they're like, hey, guess you guys will never guess what this is.
Yeah.
And you know, one of those posts was a Stocker Trout, which is funny to me.
Yeah.
You know, because back then that was a staple. It was one of the few options. And what a lot of people might not recognize with the one you're holding in your hand is that it's unique.
Yeah, it's a unique bait. It will get fish all sizes, but also too you can fish it in different areas, especially over grass, submerged trees, and it'll draw the fish out. So hopefully it get bit today.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's cool to see.
Yeah, it's one of the Thick Pin Special.
All right.
So hopefully
Let's get the show on the road, boys.
Hopefully we'll get a fish with it today.
In the box, in your unit, in your container, and I'll tell you what, you use all your cubicle square inch in your boat, and it saves a lot of space and sets you up to be very efficient, organized. You're in and out, not a bag in a bag, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're in and out. So that's the deal right there.
Thanks for hooking me up, Kelly.
You got it, boss.
Hey, that guy's got one.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, so how does it feel to get back on the water, Doc?
Oh, it feels great. Always good to be on the water.
How long has it been?
I went to Havasu December 18th
All
for his swim bait fishing.
Yeah, we're talking right now. We're talking right now meat and potatoes.
We're talking about 2008.
Wow.
No, seriously.
Come on.
2008 since I did swim bait fishing for a bass. In
No,
fact,
wait. You did go out a few years back, went to Hiatus. You sent me some photos of some 5, 6, 7 pound fish you did a few years back, right? You did go out a few years back.
Oh.
You made a Hiatus run. Didn't you go out a few years back?
Oh, this was.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long.
It's been since 2008.
It's been since 2008 because 2008 was when they closed the lake because of quagga mussel.
Okay.
I did the 12 pounder, which made the front page, letting them know this was the week after I caught the 12 is when they closed the lake. I went back up to the lake about a month later because we couldn't get boats on, and we rented the boat.
Wow.
Rod Thigpen and I went, and I caught 2 swim bait fish on one cast. I was swimming a swim bait Stocker Trout, and one was hooked. Another one tried to take the bait from it, and it got the trap hook.
Wow.
That was the last swim bait fish I had, and that was in 2008.
Wow.
Yeah.
So coming back now, it's like you're coming out of like you're coming out of mothballs right now.
Yeah.
We're bringing a bomber out right now to come out and go back into the
Those
game.
baits been put away since then.
Wow, that's something. See, me, I've been out 5 months with. I have a bone spur on my elbow, and just as far as this big bait thing, it's been a while myself too. But being on the water itself has been a good 5 months for me. And I'll tell you what, just to be on the water, to smell, the atmosphere and to smell this, what you're thinking, man, it just gets you pumped up, I mean, just to be out here, and right now the anticipation is just building right now, and to get us together right now, this is just like unbelievable. And this man right here just pulled it out of a hat, just like bam, here we are, it's happening. And thanks to Oliver,
if it wasn't for you and Oliver, I wouldn't be here.
And isn't this crazy? But there's reasons for this too.
Yeah.
You know that?
I think it's a long time coming, boys.
There's reasons for all this, and believe me, we'll capture some of that today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a fun ride.
Right?
Yes, we will. Yes,
all right,
we
buddy.
Will. Yes, we will. That's great. But yeah, I know it didn't seem like it was that long now.
Time! It's amazing. It's just time is just.
Right. It was like a 6 and a 4. And I sent that.
I remember seeing those.
And that was off a rental boat. Because we couldn't get our boats on the lake, and we wanted to get back in there. So we're gonna rent a boat and get in. And
man, that's great. That's crazy.
Rod and I got back on the water, and sure enough, man, hit one of the spots, and I was just slow rolling one of those Stocker Trouts, the 10-inch, and got thumped. And man, start rolling it up and waiting until he get the net to get it. Another one come and just flashed on it and flared the gills, and it got hooked.
Wow.
Man, it was funny. We was laughing.
Wow.
Got it. But that was the picture that I sent to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it don't seem that long ago, does it?
I believe I still have the picture, and it just doesn't seem long at all. It seems like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. It's just amazing.
But it was that long ago. And I've been depressed ever since.
Oh man, well let's change that up. Somebody get up there and put that trolling motor down, and you guys start casting, man.
Man, we got to make.
It's time to go to work.
We got to make this happen.
It's time to go to work. Remember all those annoying questions I used to ask you, Doc? I don't know how you put up with a kid like that, man.
Well, I didn't want to know about fishing. The same thing, because I had to learn on the job training.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I kind of, look back at it now, and when those kids ask me questions, I do my best to answer every single one of them. Because I remember what it's like.
Yeah, it's time on the water. That's the biggest thing.
You can't replace that at all.
No, that's the one thing you gotta have. Time on the water, resources, get you there.
Kelly and I had a pretty interesting conversation to the lake today, about some people's mindsets. And, there was a point in my life when I felt like those resources you're talking about to be able to come out here and chase dreams, right? Like we're doing today.
Yeah.
They were out of reach for me. I had nothing. I didn't have a truck. I didn't have a boat. Couldn't afford the gas to get to the lake.
Yeah.
And I'd sit there feeling sorry for myself, man. And, this is early on in my adulthood and trying to figure out my life. And I just kind of realized that I need to get off my ass and work to put myself in a situation where I can have those resources and give myself those opportunities over the years. And
give yourself a chance to do it.
I saw you guys as a youth, and you guys had nice trucks and nice boats and nice gear, and like I said, it was out of touch and out of reach for me, because mentally I wasn't ready, and it just took me kind of growing up and seeing you guys as an example. And it's crazy, man. Anything's possible.
Yes,
even I learned how to catch a dumb fish once in a while.
Put yourself out there, and you got to be able to get out there to do it. Yeah, I started walking the shorelines out here when I first got out here.
Right. See, and see, I didn't know that when I was that kid and saw you in all that flashy gear. I didn't understand there was a process for each one of you guys.
Yep. I didn't have a boat. I was out. I couldn't afford to rent a boat, so what I was doing, walking the shoreline, fishing. Then I was reading the paper and I heard about this Vail Lake. I made my way down to Vail Lake and found something that looked like Louisiana. It's this little lake, and it had all of these trees. It had trees there.
All the conditions.
And man, they even had the cove named Goose Bay, Bayou Bay. I felt real good about that.
You were at home.
I was like, man, I rented a boat and went out there, just kind of feel my way through it, and looked up and caught some small bass. And stayed with it, and I got fish up to 11 pounds on my favorite worm, motor oil with the blue flake. And you couldn't tell me that was another worm out there. Even Barbara caught her big fish on it down there, and we were like, okay. So we fished there for years until they finally closed the lake and made it private.
Right.
And it was Butterfield Country or whatever. So fella had to get a boat then. Out of like a little track of boat called Landau. It was, and started fishing up here. We started back here in Skinner Lake.
Nice. Had to cut your teeth somewhere.
Yeah. They call it P-Land.
P-Land.
Go to work, open up the show, come catch the evening bite.
And just like that, we got a winning segment.
Stocker Trout, swimbait. Caught a lot of big fish on it. Look at that swim to it. Plastic wings going. Single top hook. Also got a trap hook on the bottom, where most of the fish eat the front of the bait, and those trap hooks catch I would say 40% of the fish.
Really?
Yes, they
That's
do.
a pretty high percentage of them.
Yes, they do. Because it always, when they eating the bait, they always eating head first.
Okay.
It's very good bait when fish are biting.
You know, that's a swim bait that is synonymous with Doc Holiday to someone in my generation. You know, you open up Western Outdoor News, and either if you're on the front page or you're on the second page, you know, oh, Doc Holiday of Walnut, California, with another insert giant-sized bass on the Stocker Trout swim bait. I don't know how many times I read that. Kelly, you remember those days?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good days. Good to see Stocker Trout was calling them out.
So that was the bait you fished after all those other baits we've gone through.
Yes, this is the one I fished after I fished the Worm King, the Optimal, the Castaic soft trout, and then the Stocker Trout came along. And it stopped at that.
Why is that?
Stocker Trout was so successful, it could fish the water column anywhere in the water column. Surface, mid, or put it down on the bottom. If you want to slow roll it on the bottom, it's fine. Or you can count it down over a sunken island, over brush or a tree, and start swimming it. Fish will come up and get it. And you could do a couple tricks to it. I put worm rattles in it for give it a little more vibration and stain water. But the wings also give it vibration. That's enough to draw fish. And these wings give it that real nice look swimming through the water. But it's a very good bait for big fish.
Let's keep casting that thing while you tell us about it.
You could swim, you could start retrieving right away, or you could sink it to the bottom, or you can count it down to whatever depth and start retrieving.
And if I remember correctly, they came in a 9 and a 10-inch size.
Yes, it did. Actually, also too a 7-inch, which is a very small.
Oh, that's
one.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so the 7, then the 9. The 10-inch didn't come out until a couple of years later, and it wasn't didn't hit the market till a couple of years after the 9-inch. And the 9-inch what I started on, which was successful too. And once this was available, 10-inch, I just fell in love with the way it swims, and also too you could slow it down and retrieve and speed it up. But all confidence thing too. The 9 did catch fish, there's no doubt about that. But the 10-inch was just that perfect size, especially for the trout that they were stocking at Casitas and our local lakes at the time. Because I done caught fish on it, Casitas, Paris, Silverwood, Skinner, Pyramid.
So don't believe the girlfriends. An inch does matter.
Does matter. Yeah, it does matter because it definitely just has that look.
Kelly.
I like the way it swims.
Yeah, it's amazing how much of a difference the overall profile is affected by an inch in length, right? Because now it's taller, it's deeper. In some cases it's wider, so you got a much bigger profile in just 1 inch difference in length.
And you can change the speed and it keeps that look. Speed it up, or you could slow it down much easier than that 9-inch.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, great looking bait. Bass loved it.
So, you know, let's say you catch 10 fish on that bait. What are most of them going to be size range wise?
You can catch from 6 to 13, 11 pounders.
Okay, so 6 is kind of on the small end.
Oh, that's a
for
small.
that bait.
Yeah, that one you look at it and you'd be disappointed. Oh, it's just a 6-pounder. How many people would say that? I can tell you. I don't know if Kelly, you remember Ed Stewart, right?
Yes.
I had Ed Stewart, the vice president of GS, with me. We went up to Casitas Lake because he come from Kansas City. He's looking for his largest fish. So I had the opportunity to take him out. try to get him a good fish, and we fishing on Casitas Lake, and we fishing the point I call inside out, and hook the fish. He jumps up, get the net, and I get the fish up, and I look at it and said, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's only looked like about 6."
And he's like, freaking out, right?
"Doc, you gotta be crazy. Look at the size of that fish." And I'm like, "Yeah, we looking for better." You know? But yeah, you get spoiled after you done caught so many fish on it, you know? And then finally, I did get lucky to put him on his biggest fish ever, was an 8.5 pounder.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good fish anywhere in the country.
Oh yeah, and he fished all his life. The fella was in his 70s.
Wow.
And he finally got his 8.5, and I'm proud to say I was the one to put him on it.
That's cool. It's a special feeling to help somebody accomplish that, you know, goal of a personal best.
Yes, that was something. He was proud of that fish. Of course, we wanted 1/10.
Of course.
We didn't get that, but that was close to it.
Nice.
Yeah, and he took that, and then of course the fellow,
Was that on the Stocker Trout?
And that was on the Stocker Trout.
Okay.
So, but he did get his fish. The fellow, he has passed away a few years ago. And in that article, and at his services, believe it or not, on the easel, he had a copy of it. In fact, that made the Western Outdoor News for him. That was at his funeral service.
Oh wow, that's
Shows
cool.
you how proud he was of that fish.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his wife made sure she put that up there for him. And when I went there and saw that, I was like, man, that really was something to this man. And some people like myself got spoiled catching fish, getting 10-pound fish, and you never get enough.
Yeah, man.
Get one, you want another.
It is quite addicting. Well, kudos to you, Doc, for helping, you know, somebody else live the dream, man.
Oh, he did, and I was glad to do that for him, because he was a good guy. Because I have to say, he did help me in the industry. So that was my repayment for him. And he was good company, too. He was a good conversationalist, being out in the water.
Nice. And tell me about the setup you're throwing that thing on, because that looks like a giant bait.
Throwing it with swimbait rod made by G. Loomis. It's the 957C. 25, 60 pound, 4 to 10 ounce. Got the Shimano reel, of course.
400 size.
400.
What kind of line are you throwing that big beast on?
I'm throwing 25-pound triple fish. You could use any line you want, but I prefer this. I have to say, the thick pins turned me on to it years ago, and I've been using it ever since.
And those are the two gentlemen responsible for bringing that bait to market, huh?
Yes, we did. And like I said again, after I used all those swim baits that was on the market, when I got to the Stocker Trout, that was the one I stuck with, and I caught I would say most of my big fish on the last few years before Casitas closed. And to top it off, the last 12-pounder out of Casitas was caught on it.
Nice.
Yeah, and sorry to say, that made the headline saying that it's possible that they was going to close the lake due to the quagga mussel, and of course a week later they did. Then we had to go to the inspection, quarantine for the 30 days, and that changed everything at the lake. And never caught another 10-pounder after that. I got 6, 7-pounders, the one that Kelly was talking about. Because we used Rod's boat. I had an old motorhome in Casitas at the time, so I wind up donating it to a boys charity so we can have the spot to be able to put his boat in. That way we've got a boat to fish out of. So we was using his boat, and we was fishing out of there for a while until the trout plant stopped. Then trout plant stopped, water level started to recede. There was one incident after the other. And now I understand the lake is only at 35% capacity.
Yep, I seen it.
Yeah.
It ain't cool.
So that's pretty much over with there, but I still took the Stocker Trout up to Pyramid Lake, turned to striper fishing.
I remember those.
Striper fishing was fun too. It wasn't like largemouth. But I tell you what, they some hard fighting fish. And they was eating this swim bait, the Stocker Trout, which I nicknamed Swimmy. Yeah, start right in the marina where they stop the trout at, work your way right down through the channel, hitting points. And once the wind come up, the confidence gets even higher.
Wind always seems to be a pretty key factor, huh?
Always. And I tell you, the wind blows down that channel. Or just
Oh
like
yeah, it does.
Same thing as in Casitas Lake. We were getting fish, and then a lot of times I would never get to the lake until 10:30. Right as the breeze would start up. And guys was like, "You're a little late." And I thought I was just on time because I had been there early trips right out of the gate and never got bit until the breeze started.
Right.
So I would just start fishing whenever the breeze started, and I tell you what, the breeze had a lot to do with it, or it was just the confidence I had in it. But wind, even a hard wind, if you could stand it, that really would get them going. That would pull those fish out. Now, the trophy time for us was from January through like March or April. After they spawn and come off of beds, they would start together and call them wolf packs. April and May would be great months, especially in April when the wind was blowing. You could sink this bait and you'd have fish follow it up. They don't eat it. You leave the spot, make your rounds, and you come back maybe an hour later, you're gonna get bit. You rotate, come back and fish those spots. Those fish is gonna eat it.
I've heard similar stories quite recently.
Milk runs.
Interesting.
How about the milk runs?
Yeah, I just call it rotating, leave them alone, and you just come back a little later, they're gonna eat it. And then you find other spots, then they're gonna be like that at different spots on the lake. And like they rotate, they go roaming, looking for food. And when you get them packed up like that, it seems like they're more aggressive. Single fish, maybe not, but when they in packs, your confidence on, you just know you're gonna get bit.
Just in good shape, huh?
Oh yeah. It's just almost like it's a given.
Well, this is cool, just being on the boat with you again. It's been years, and watching you throw that bait with still supreme confidence after a 10-year lull. That's pretty crazy.
Well, that's because I caught so many fish on it. Still, again, like I started off, I'm looking for one bite. Looking for one bite, and that's all it takes. Well, that's what brought a lot of people together, is fishing. That's drawing power, isn't it? Make friends, or you can lose some friends. It happens both ways.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. So what do you do?
It's all up to you guys. You guys make the call. It's just like anything else, right? You make it what you want it to be.
Think about it, everybody's not going to be happy.
No.
No matter what you do. But still take that fishing no matter what. It's the opportunity to be back on the water. Get to throw the swim bait.
That's the beauty of it. I mean, on any given cast, you could potentially still break your PB.
Yeah, 'cause they out there.
Even though it's tougher and the fisheries have changed, you know, and it's not what it was. That doesn't mean it still can't be done.
No, but the time definitely is going to get right, and that's a matter of being out there when that is, when you got the right time.
Yeah.
Fish move up. That's the one thing about it. They're going to move up, and you know what they move up for. They're moving up to feed. And the next stage is coming up to spawn. And when they're in the zone, that's when they're most vulnerable.
I mean, plus we got the Doc Holiday hat, the jacket. We got Puppo hair in the back blowing in the wind. We got a lot of good things rolling our way today. So I feel good. Let's make it happen. So a doctor, a wizard, and a Photoshopper walk into a bar. I'm just kidding. Well, boys, I had a good time with you guys on the boat today. It's been, probably about 10 years since I've been in the boat with you, Doc, right? You came in my little aluminum boat.
Yeah.
Last time we fished.
Been quite a while, huh?
Yeah, and then
we had a turkey shoot the last time me and you were out here on.
That's right. You took all of our money with the big swimbait fish. That's the last time I seen you on the water.
Yeah.
But I had actually not fished with.
Yeah, turkey shoot. Yeah.
Here?
Right here.
Yeah.
It was around third week of December, or fourth week. Yeah. That's been 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was. So and then you guys fished together for the first time. How'd that go?
Wow. It was fun.
How many years did that take to happen?
I know, huh?
How long you guys known each other?
That's half a lifespan it took to get us on the
Oh
water.
man.
I know, huh?
For some people.
More than that.
Yeah, but we're not done. We're not done, right, Doc?
I think this might be the beginning of something.
We're not done?
This might be the beginning of the dynamic duo right here. 1-2 punch.
We're gonna drag these lines out, okay? We're gonna free line.
Oh, we're gonna give him one more tip for the day. What are you doing exactly right now, Kelly?
We're taking a little bit of line twist out right now.
Line twist, huh? How do you do that?
Oh yeah, we got some line twist we gotta get out of our lines right now.
Why is
We're
that
making
important?
thousands of casts here, boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thousands of casts, you know, and as you're casting, baits will spiral, twist. Just, you know, multiply that times 500 casts during the day, 800 casts during the day. How many times that line's going to twist? Multiply that.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Hey, you think just because I'm good at Photoshop, I'm good at math? Stereotypes. All right. Well, stay tuned. We're hopefully this will be the beginning of something beautiful. Got this man out of retirement.
Finally, huh?
This man's elbow is apparently holding up real nice. Oh yeah, good warm-up days. That's all it is, putting in time. It's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
The storm's coming.
Yes, it is.
LRPs. Some of the best yet. Some of the best yet. They bite like that, like that, like that. Big bass, double digits.
Kick up the fire right on top.
Low fall, blast off, time to get some cast off. Doing this here for years, get my bass on. Stream mask on, putting in work. Snap back, got me focused, never settle on a shirt. I missed one and hit one, man, that's getting some. 2, 3, 4, 5 more, come on, that's ripping up. The way the bass sticking, the way my fingers.